apparently could not get out. And in general, they were crushed. Well, the only one positive moment was for Buchanan. We plucked them and gave them to our. So tell the security chief, what are you roaring then? Still do not like to do this thing. Here are these heaps when it's cold in the corners. So I will even round there with hay or some sheets so that it was not here at 90 degrees Celsius, one carosser at the bottom in the very corner. And then on top of it, we'll pile up and he will not be able to get out at the splash turkey. Remember I was saying we wing flared him a CD, 3 from spray, like foam, so comfy drug. So let's say Stinky. That's where he is. This one here, he is healing everything. And I chew fast and no longer pecks, so one comes out the owner. And this picture is repeated already. Probably what is our 7 times year 7. You are braver this year. Compared to others, were been sitting for a while, watched something like that. Wow, how much green? Let's move on. Very much for one time is enough. Well, today there will be 2 propoechka. Since one time touched the ground also, meters will not reach a quarter pill on the head. It's somewhere we will count how many pieces of them turkeys and dilute it all in 10 litres of water eating. Now everything is the same. Smolensk, what indeshini? Such feeding we will have up to 2.5 months, but then the range is wider. From expensive compound feed we will leave, and something was simpler, then ripening apples, fruit, little feed. Not that they will grow on vegetables, little overalls, no. Cereal is that corn there with testicle. So let's say grinding plus turkey a little bit, KK plus pork pellets, when they grow up bigger here than when they grow up already. Well, I'll tell friends, well, hello everyone. Well, here on the street, 0, it means finish 7 turkey season, 7 summer immediately. Some statistics in general then, due to the fact that feed is expensive faster than turkey itself, then approximately by expense income from turkeys, I only include waste on karma, incubation, egg. I do not include everything else somewhere about it. It turns out invested ruble got 2. That is 2 minus. The ruble turns out ruble. Well, it's not the same. What did you put ruble received? That is, you got the ruble on top on which actually invested. There is a light taken into account. There's stuff like that. Yes, it is such a alignment at exactly our content with our feeding exactly here. Such feeds, yes, turkeys will not grow by 25 kilograms. There for that year, there were a maximum of 20, this year 17, but it suits us. Egg all in your pocket. Duh. Well, in general, then in the video, you will see everything. This will be such a diary instruction by growing turkeys. Our way. Well, I'm doing the final touch for now. This is the turkey purge for drying, for freezing, until next spring. Well, that comes to an end. Turkey incubation. Hope that hybrid converter season, 2024. Now, me was chilling, the egg chilling week after half-term incubation, well, lately. So this I relate more, so easier to all this Vlad will miss, pulled out. Well, that is, you pull out of the incubator, you leave for 15 minutes tomorrow. We turn off already. The coop here is, and we will get ready to conclusion often. An incubation question. I don't have a separate roller by modes. Incubation of turkeys. Because why though lately? Again, I strongly don't bother there. Here is measure the temperature on the surface of the egg. There's still something is not. This is how there is a book to the incubator. Blitz 37 and 8 one day. 38, so that the egg warms up. Well, temperature is humidity. Somewhere 50-45 from 2 days and almost to the end. 37 and 8. I'm not diminishing anything there. At 0-1 degree, there is something else. How did the stickers appear? One most I diminish, 37.5. Humidity add up to 70-80. Withdrawal. Started 1, got out, I'm lowering the temperature 37, and 2 or 37. In your case, it costs the most, and everyone hatches no more nuances. We have, that is, here maybe it is wrong, of course, but we do not bother. And in principle, by hatching, everything is fine more. less wild burned. Pruder came drink coffee. Here squeaks as I went looked, and there already turkey got out a day early. Don't know what the reason is either. The incubator's so warmed, something incomprehensible shorter, or we miscalculated so urgent. Now I will make a local turkey warm and probably will be a day. So, well, what if already? One lamp red 2. There I have, just for highlight, don't know enough, or not one. Well, if that 2 return, but no, enough 30 degrees Celsius, even away from the lamp. Now it's warm in the predator. That's why enough. So it comes to an end. Withdrawal of turkeys. It's been somewhere 24 hours. Well, already hardly something will hatch 6 neoplods there. In different stages, completed births remained in general out of 63 turkey for now. Well, still probably someone will fall out. Here's the incubator not off yet. So final TOC voice acting later. We poured them and turkey start. We always buy for starters. Good jump feed. Start is very important. Well, plus put water with honey and a teaspoon. Per litre of water, boiled water. Well, in the first day, they eat practically nothing. Those aren't broilers, do not eat or drink and seem generally so sluggish, sleep as if unhealthy. Well, here's to the turkeys already. 2 days already active, look already. Brought them a bar, fell out 3 pieces in the first day. That's just how everyone slept. Circle and fell out, well, incomprehensible. Reason, some pathology. The rest are all alive, healthy. Like this already made a rag. Well, we steely on the first, well, for 1-2 days, her 2, did sprinkle there. Food to, it was more comfortable mesh under it, 1 by 1, 10 to 10 millimeters. Tonight we will take off the rag because already that's where the drinking is anyway. The droppings are starting to trample, getting raw. Well, although the lamp dries, but still by temperature. We do not measure specially with the thermometer, only on day 1. When we bring from the incubator to was degrees 30. Here, not under the lamp, and somewhere on the sidelines. If it's cold, they are closer themselves. The lamp will fit in a circle. They will lay down. And already you can build on this. How to them? Well, naturally, lack of drafts. Here we have a simple lamp hanging here. As if hot here will depart here. They have already come here. If it's cold, they will fit there. Well, that turkey's 1-3 start feeding green first by onion. Well, today they decided already, cut dandelions. The good of them already, very much this year. Here is a saucer. So need, of course, some kind cardboard with bursts so that it does not fall through the grid. Well, these dandelions are so long, so small. So out, what swallow? I thought it would be large, so let's sprinkle here well. And to this department here, the rag was left. She's drying under the lamp all the time dry. Okay, bye. Let's K have nothing to sleep. You have to move already, eat, drink well. Everything else, they do not need dry food, water and green. That's it. So they will eat in the turkey direction. We are fine turkeys. In my opinion, today is 13 already days. Everything same, feeding, dush and cobblestone, starting clean water pros. Well, the green is nothing else. That's the kind of box Julia wears 3 times a day. It's already going clean. Here is dandelion. So my camera kind of fogged up. Camera fogged up because there's like 0 outside at the end in general. Dry food, starting clean water, and dandelion, everything, nothing else. 13 days. Well, weigh in, we do not weigh such turkeys. Only broilers are sometimes controlled with turkeys. We're not really interested in principle. Repeating, injector soon, imbrudari will be cramped. Sorry that it's cold outside. We'll have to flood the furnace with us again. Well, in a warm birdhouse. I mean, so here's a very curious, you bring green, not allowed to open the door here. They are all crowded. It feels like what? Except dandelions, they don't need anything new. Management. Brooder, we became flustered. Therefore, these are here. I had to urgently burn the cells and make seating from the last video. Probably it's been a week. This is how they have already grown up. Well, this is temporary seating now. Heat will be installed. We will clean up in a big shed, and all of them will already go to sawdust. Well, and right now I think week not 10 probably max. Well, then it will be cramped in the cages but settled by Nis. Other cells, something does not hurt, not hunting. That's while it was freezing outside, had to drown the stove, because Ibrudere is cramped and indoors. How cold would it be? It was a little cold that blinded the stove 2 times well. And so they overwintered with us, or rather survived the frosts. It's just 28 degrees Celsius outside now evening, and beautiful weather for them from a warm predator land in a cold shed. Well, cold today, here, such here. Shorts can be walked. Now we will sprinkle 1 bag of piggy banks because it's very dry here. I was sitting here with us, Turkey Watchdog. We hereby relocated to vestibule, and today there is no time. We'll teach fuck right now, beat. And then her as usual when they grow up. We will put in the vestibule today for now, and tomorrow corner. Cassetka fenced off like that year to she sniffed. So, just the sawdust little wet pile under. Awning to dust, at least this accepted otherwise. Too impossible to breathe. Turkeys would not breathe in anything that is not necessary while we make them. Here is 1 corner. Well, there. Yeah, we'll figure out where to go for them, covered by me. Spotlight. Small. Day, yes, better. Weak. Light at night. Leave dimmed, because in a new place can't. Too scared to pile on each other, such a pyramid to do, and below them as usual to push as usual. It used to happen floor. I look in good condition, despite the fact that he is already 5 years old. I was already processing this hem. Well, true. Only on top, well, probably erased. And from the inside, I will remind, everything is blown away. If you look under the turkey, their boards are white. Magpie stands. Here the truth is that the lie cracked. Well, nothing is all nonsense. 3x8 turkey, little smaller turkeys this year. We sold 5 more pranks on the steak, highly requested. So had to go towards, well, such for 50-60 adults already. Pieces 3x8 to 24 metre squares, completely behind the old eyes and behind the ears, well, what? Now let's go to warm birds. We will, with Julia, slowly transfer them here. So the first ones went quiet. Quiet. Who else classes? Well, here's everyone standing in the assembly, turned on the lights. I'm a muted light bulb, magpie. The lighting is strong now because of that. What will I light with a flashlight? Because it's dark for the camera. Put a drink first day. As I said, 1 drink 1 time. Kilogram methanol, quarter, dug up on 10 litres of water and 2 times passerby. When 1 time they will come out on the ground on the weed, and that's the only floofers. So what more, like, don't ask others. There are no here 2 times. Before settling barn and before going outside feeding, now bye-bye. Same Smolensk for turkeys. Old must be good. Full, well, comfortable for that age. The only inconvenience is hauling her 30 litres. By a scuffle. And then we will put just canisters open with water. Well, how to drink from a bucket type eating turkeys, such a little bit Pakistani. It was there in the cage, cramped already, and each other they began to spit their wings, those knuckles, those elbows, what are they called? Well, now there will be a lot of space. I think everything will be fine. Of course, there was a problem in keeping turkeys. These are these here flares. Well, next we will watch if anything takes some action today. Our herd of turkeys is about 1.5 months old, well, plus minus here. It's time finally let them outside. The weather kind of matches, but we have an incident. There is one loss. I will tell about it now. Well, then actually one walk-in, such a small beta cow theme, we have squeezed off from them big corral. Well, in principle, there were fewer turkeys, and that's enough. The only thing here is this beta turkey. He is somewhere 15 metres by 6, all overgrown this year. Like this plant, it's a shepherd bag. Kind of called in the people here in Daisy, that is straight sporge, such thickets, I won't mow anything here, let them climb something. Choose, basically, there is another grass in Pasorsk, therefore nothing we will touch here, they will figure it out themselves. Recently told you about the problem that turkeys can crush, actually the turkeys themselves. So one time we leave them light in a new room. Well, after transplanting from the heat killer, but exists, I didn't mention them one more. So let's say problem is if a cold night and something starts fight each other, then stacked later, who is with the edge? Their cold begin to climb on their heads and they form such a slide and lower. If they do not breathe weak, they can just crush and not suffocate. And that's it. So this is what happened to us today. During the day it seems warm, and at night the night became cold. Somewhere it was 11 degrees Celsius. With us, turkey summer, see the undercut space is open to be some ventilation out boardwalk. Well, yesterday we come, and here in the corner over there doors lie two. I was immediately confused by the fact that alerted, or rather that they lie two, well, already dead turkey, 2 months there. If any disease was then in general, then they would maybe lie in different places somewhere. Here is, and we decided tonight to watch somewhere. At 11 p.m. came, look, they are just piling up in this place again. It's cool. In the Inushatnik was outside 11 degrees Celsius. Well, apparently they are still not enough. They're low. Apparently temperature. That's what to do. Time 12, night already. While we were thinking here, bed, here in the corner, hay, there they kind of went off on hay. Well, we decided to hedge nothing. We have the lamps didn't overbite everything, still there in warm predator, and helped us out. That's the kind of heater here. He has been with us for a long time, years, 7. This is infrared. In my opinion, at 1 kilowatt there is 110. Here is we hereby fast hung up somewhere, meters 1.5 from the floor, maybe a little bigger. Turkeys were everything on hay, as if when we were doing this heater did not go well. We did not sit here until the morning. With them went home in the morning. Slowly my wife looked up how and what are they doing here? And all the turkeys were just heaters. No one climbed on each other already. Everything is simple, spread out like this improvised rug in one floor. And that's here they are, so kind of sleeping well in general. Then losses, basically inevitable. There was always some kind of marriage. These 2 turkeys, by the way, were weak the most. The bird widened and immediately everyone was alert. Dozens were weak. One, Russian, he ate like that. And everything is fine, but it was bad Russian. 2 limped here they are, as if apparently could not get out. And in general, they were crushed. Well, the only one positive moment was for Bakan. We plucked them and gave them to our. So tell the security chief, what are you roaring then? Still do not like to do this thing. Here are these heaps when it's cold in the corners. So I will even round there with hay or some sheets, so that it was not here at 90 degrees Celsius. What one carosser at the bottom in the very corner, and then on top of it will pile up, and he will not be able to get out at the splashed turkey. Remember I was saying we wing flared him a CD3 from spray, like foam, so comfy drug. So let's say Stinky, that's where he is. This one here, he is healing everything, and I chew fast and no longer pecks, so one comes out the owner. And this picture is repeated already. Probably what is our 7 times? Year 7. You are braver this year. Compared to others, were been sitting for a while, watched something like that. Wow, how much green? Let's move on. Very much for one time is enough. Well, today there will be 2 propoechka. Since one time touched the ground also, meters will not reach a quarter pill on the head. It's somewhere. We will count how many pieces of them turkeys and dilute it all in 10 litres of water eating. Now everything is the same. Smolensk, what indeshiny. Such feeding we will have up to 2.5 months, but then the range is wider. From expensive compound feed we will leave, and something was simpler, then ripening apples, fruit, little feed. I mean, not that they will grow on vegetables, little overalls, no. Cereal is that corn there with testicle. So let's say grinding plus turkey a little bit, KK plus pork pellets when they grow up bigger here than when they grow up already. Well, I'll tell you later when the time comes now what they used to say. Let's weather is nice now. We will take sun baths. Swan eats. He good looking, interesting. No shepherd. The bag will peck. Well, here are these buds themselves, or what is the name of them? Fruit it already. Probably the fruits are already green. Well, to turkeys today, exactly 2 months after that hardening, when they got hit by a downpour, when they were trampled into the mud and each other. Everything went well. We dried them, turned on the heater, all dried, and everything is fine. Now we have them again hardened. These are already birds. 2 months you feed. The cat is the same right now, still good jump feed. Smolensk, well, still probably weeks. 2, we will feed them with special turkeys. Then we will start introducing some other feed in the grain of the mix there. And still, they're something beta. They naturally already trampled the whole thing for us. Them, I have a separate one. So let's say food. See what thickets of nettles. Nettle is taller than me. Why am I bored? Because she goes in the grid sprouted here and more. I'm her, not deleting, because it's like a hideout for chickens from birds of prey. That is a bird of prey, blind planning, and more than once immediately there as if, well, while strong, then do not see them. Bullet fly by. They all whine at once. Who home, who go out? Thickets nettle. Then already taller than me, you have to take mittens, knife and turkeys, her cut. Here, where were they to get here? They gnawed all the nettles already, all the leaves. This case is very useful and they love. Like this fight dog. Okay, now take a knife cut. Why in vain is such paint to disappear? Of course, nettle is succeeded. Earth is good, by the way. Here are the turkeys on anyone. So let's say movement. Yeah, not really sensitive. One will spin and all at once run to the house nowhere. But there in some grass that's exactly home. Well, these are the things with turkeys at this stage, exactly at 2 months are coming. Everyone is curling already. Everyone is sulking to a dozen, about 0 months, without a week, 3 months. Also, everyone suffers from heat, not driven in the evening to dark, right? They diverge around the pen and finally be comfortable for them as if to walk and lie. And so everyone is also in the shadows diving. This is now they are up. I came, so just lying around here is everything seems to be fine with us. There is one unwell, but he has, in my injury, I think some kind of mechanical injury started translating them to already simpler feed. Our barrel floor of corn was small grinding whole, 2 in the mix, post pig mix feed, inexpensive in general, assorted. Well, and plus, of course, the grass we wear, their weeds beds. Here it is, here, such a here juicy small, all eat with pleasure. Of course, there is nothing left of the corral, such a scorched earth. Yes, sure, during this period, well, rather not in this one, a little early when starts eating. Grass walk, I'm gaining pebbles. These are the pebbles I brought, and almost 2 buckets were glued to me, leaves only very small fraction. Well, here's this sand itself. Well, these are cobblestones, everything larger eaten. That is, there was a bucket, such an 8, but probably 1/3 left large stone and small fraction pebbles. We definitely need. So, and everything according to the standard scheme about the feed. I said, feed everyone, simple. Here is our fish pig for any manufacturer, turkeys. We are no longer feed everything that is very expensive, and very much everything is given money. They already are here, are adults, so you can feeding is already easier. You can buy all sorts of non-grains quietly hammering. Then only look back. Well, in general, like that also fights have started now. Showdown. Well, I wouldn't say that critical, but every day there, 2 fighting. The rest are watching in sight. So let's say, well, nothing is any dirty, unbundled their injuries. So what generally all hybrids, that's in that sense, they're kind of calmer. Here we had regular turkeys. These mongrels are local. They were certainly conducted more as if, well, that's it. By, let's see what happens next. Still, of course, did not start making noise, but want to say I talk about it every year. Well, in turkey theme, what hybrids are less noisy than here? Again, those local white, wide-breasted, yes, it is here. We had some more. They're those yelling, save no on any knock sound, someone at once. Everyone is curling for the whole, probably village. These are less, nothing in this sense. Eat very much herbs. Now I'm scorching a potato, that's it, that's American, about which already also buzzed all the ears overall. Square meter, a whole wheelbarrow on one wheel, and throw them all here. They eat everything. Practically, well, it was worth leaving the leaves here. That is, well, also, as if at least in this sense, some benefit, and no wonder lost time from weeding at this age. Just a period starts active. Jura, well, good, what's somewhere about 60. Like pieces 50 or something, with something, and not 100. And so feeds need everyone more, but I mean all animals. What do we have here is, well, something like that. By, well, again, Cole, we're here today to turkeys, just over 4.5 months. These are already mammoths, females sit down. It means it's time already ready to one slaughter. Otherwise they will whine later. That is, they practically no longer grow females. I mean, and turkeys are still, of course, cold feeding. Same corn grain mixture. Pork feed arrived all Botvar beets feed, which was unmeasured number of cars. 1,000 pieces of beet represent, plus it's a Golanzoga. This also ate well weed in composition. Everything is the same business trip in life, but no one has left yet. Everything is fine. Remind the turkeys, high bit converters, and yes, I said last time that for the last time we cleaned, but now relocate the chickens, and going to have to clean here the other day because already dirty are done, even though it's dry outside. A shed dry where the drinking is naturally raw. Going to have to clean, well, in general, a couple more Turkey added also around 9, 1 to 10 closer, another to 9 closer. This is all we practice. Before a big slaughter, we will have 2 of these here. I already said a little earlier, for 15 pieces and on, and for 10 pieces. And so let's say classes. Oh well, L, M, A, O. It's still work, which you work for 6 months, then you get off her in some income, of course. Creamy so much, how much do they eat? Well, the point is, wouldn't make sense. Never engaged, quiet, 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 quiet. So what do we have left here? Nothing left at all. Quiet, how peck hurt. Well, here's Turkey B, exactly 6 months old. Well, in general, the most turkey season coming to an end. We started a little early this year today. The butcher is 4 pieces, and we have heels of everything here for now. The weights we have are like this. That's net weight, 17,500. The rest have not been weighed yet. Well, about them all the same. Well, in general, this was the season, and total weight, meat turned out 570. Somewhere a kilogram turkeys were 40 with something pieces. Well, again, turkeys sold. I don't remember exactly already the number here. The turkeys were up to 12 kilograms. Turkeys were up to 17 kilograms. Normal weights with them when slaughtering it is more convenient to work us in general. In principle, everything suits. Well, I have nothing more to add. All the questions, what may arise. Everything is in rollers. 1 video, 2, 3, me already. 3 countdown. I'll leave a link to the playlist. So what, like that? And 1 got killed by us, I don't know. Told or not during this video. 5. Light, no. Generator work, don't know. Interfere, or not turned out. Like, I didn't get it at first. Something of the month was at 3. That's whose wings hang on a stuffed animal. Actually fed the turkeys. Half an hour passed, and we began to drive them home. And he runs down the steps. The shed had everything. Well, everyone ran, jumped. And then I did an autopsy, found nothing. And then looked closely at his head, at his temple bump. I cut her open. There's a hematoma here. They are running ass back. They have a warm-up, apparently. He head hit. They were already so heavy. Head hit. What about the door or the wall? I do not know what will. In general, Bub was glad, as if it turned out. And the stuffed animal scratched off, such was 7 turkey season. So 2024 turkey cleaned for drying. Close at us in wintertime, use it as a warehouse. The fact that outside is reluctant to leave under the snow. Here are the remnants of Pilek. I'm from here. O Tim, under my feet, unload. Because there is dirt usually, the sawdust is almost fresh. So it was a pity to take them out. Oh well, LMAO, thank you all for views. Put likes, dislikes, write comments. Good luck everyone, bye.